welcome back. We are getting into another conversation this morning, and today we are wondering why I'm out here in the garden as well. Is because we're going to have a conversation about balanced dogs, okay? Living with balanced dogs in a modern society. Very, very important, because sometimes you have all kinds of craziness of things going on, people being attacked by their, by their dogs and so on and so forth, and dogs that have no training. When you're walking out in the field, the dog is unrestrained, and it's like the dog just decided to go chasing another dog or attacking somebody else. Well, I've been joined this morning by a number of people here. Kobe Anda is one of them. He's leading the team, and I also have Kim, who's a trainer. I have Pearl here, who loves her Maltese and the other small dogs. I mean, I don't want to hate, but hey. I love my big dogs, right? And then we also have Emmanuel Dekan here, who's also from the team in Kumasi as well. So, gentlemen and lady, you're all welcome. How are you doing?
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Let me just begin with Kobe on this one. Talk to us about the importance of having balanced dog. What's a balanced dog, first of all, and the importance of having a balanced dog in our society these days?
Okay, to begin with, we started looking in this direction and decided to make investments in this direction because of the rising cases of dog bites, accidental dog bites. Some of them grievous, really grievous, and we realized that it's kind of widespread as well. So a balanced dog, like for instance, this dog right here, Cora, is a dog it doesn't have hands, so it communicates, it will bite or nip and everything. But unless it is absolutely necessary, it should not go into defense mode or protection mode. An aggressive dog is a dog that, I mean, there are vicious dogs and there are aggressive dogs that will engage without provocation. Now, Cora, I can trust my life with Cora because Cora is 100 top level protection.
Okay.
She will protect me and everything, but she's okay, she's fine. You can actually approach her and pet her if I say it's okay. And everybody here is safe around Cora.
Yeah.
That notwithstanding, because we've weaponized her, if given the command, if she bites your arm without a sleeve, you'll probably break bone.
Okay. Oh wow.
You understand? Yeah. Even with the protection, with a suit,
powerful.
couple does bruises.
Okay.
When couple bites a suited person,
yeah.
there are bruises.
There are bruises.
Yeah, there are bruises when they get out of the suit. I mean, but the sleeve is a bit more rigid, so you get more protection from a sleeve. So that's how it goes. So the thing is, the breeding stock, these things are genetic.
Okay.
So it's the breeding stock that needs to be checked to see that it's balanced.
Okay.
And then also, apart from the genetic part of it too, there's also the nurturing of those tendencies in the dog. So we have brought a young dog that has come to my place for training. But what I tell people is that we do a lot of conditioning.
Okay.
We have to condition the dog's mind to get it into a certain place before we even do the obedience training.
Okay.
But people just see the sit and down and everything, and that's what they think it is. But they also notice when they pick up their dogs that the dog is transformed, and they don't get it. They're like, "What did you do to him?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "Oh, we showed him Jesus."
It's the conditioning.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what it is. So tomorrow, we've developed different types of temperament tests. Shegu will come on set. He's from Nigeria. Dekan is from Kumasi. Kim is from Germany. Kim is a master trainer. He's been at this for more than 30 years.
Wow.
So we've developed temperament tests, which people can bring, and it's free tomorrow at Ebri, where people can bring their dogs to be temperament tested. But especially the people who need it the most are the people who breed, the breeders.
Breeding, yeah.
And then part of the problem is that you have pet owners, and then they'll call you. They're like, "Oh, I want to cross my dog." And I said, "Well, you have to do this test."
Yes.
And they say, no, I don't want to breed. I just want to cross the dog. And I said, if you do it once or you do it 100 times, you are breeding.
Yes.
So it's the same thing, that cycle that you have to go through. So anybody that has a dog that, and then we'll have a behavioral clinic too as well.
Okay.
Because we have about 10 trainers on site. So you come, you have a problem with your dog. It doesn't matter what type of dog or what kind of breed it is. You bring the dog, we show you how to manage the dog and get a better relationship with the dog.
All right. Well, now, you love your, is this a Maltese?
Shih Tzu.
A Shih Tzu, okay. Now, Of course, because you've been here before. We spoke about 2 or 3 years ago, and you had one as well. Is this the same dog or the different one? It's a different one. Okay. But they are small dogs. Do they also need training?
Yes. So just like human beings, all dogs have temperament, and then temperaments are also associated with different breeds. So different breeds have different temperaments. However, in the breeds, just like human beings, you may have 5 kids. All of them have different temperaments and all that. First of all, when you neglect your dogs, and in Ghana it happens a lot, people buy dogs and then they just keep them in cages, and then they just bring them out to feed them and
send them back in.
And in the night they open them. I've seen people that have come to their house and they can't get out of their car, their own dogs, because they are afraid of the dogs.
Yeah.
Just like human beings, if you neglect your dog, you don't give them attention, they try to rebel, basically. So apart from so for the small dogs, you don't really need the protection training and the temperament training and all that, but you also need some kind of training. So my dogs like this, I'm also a breeder. So normally I start training them from 6 weeks old. So the training that mostly I give to my small dogs is how to potty, basically. You start with the potty training. You start with them knowing their name. I also hear people that my dog has run away. I understand. I was discussing with Kobe. I said, I don't understand how people say their dogs have run away. Doesn't the dog know its name? So just like a human being, you start calling your dog by a name from a certain age. And so the dog should know their name. This particular one, he's called Blueberry. I bred him. He's 5 years old. I can leave him here. And anywhere I go, it will follow me. I tell him to stay, he would stay. He will not run out of the gate. I can walk him off leash, but I don't really walk him off leash outside. But you should train your dog in a way that it listens to you, even the big dogs. So as Kobe said, and when it tells his dog to do something. So when a dog is attacking somebody and you call the dog
should respond.
It should respond and retreat. You don't. It doesn't have to end in a way. So even with small dogs or big dogs, you have to instill some kind of. So basically, you are the pack leader. So dogs work in packs. They see you as a pack leader. Some of the big dogs, I was telling Kobe, I don't really have the patience to train Dobermans, because some of the dogs' temperament, they test you. And if they test you and you are not able to overcome them, they become your pack leader. So how is the leader not? The leader will not listen to you.
Exactly.
So you always have to maintain your position as a pack leader in your dogs, and then they will listen to you.
Super.
Basically.
Thank you, Kim. Why are you in Ghana? I mean, I'm sure you've had so many years of experience training everywhere else, but why Ghana? Why this time?
Kobe invited me. He wanted to set up a training program for the West African trainers, basically, that the trainers come to a higher level of their knowledge. So, and that's why I'm here. So we're setting up now 2 weeks a program for, let's say, bring the trainers to a higher level.
Okay. What have you seen so far? I mean, in terms of dogs, quality of trainers, what are your impressions so far?
Yeah, so right now I think Ghana is right at the beginning to get all the positive sides from the dog, and not just as a guard dog, so also to enjoy the life with the dog. So, and that there's a big part of the life with the dog is a proper training. So, and that's mostly the problem, that the people don't understand what the dog needs, how they should handle dogs, how they read different situations, so that the people really understand the way to live with the dog, to enjoy the living with the dog.
Thank you. Now, Dekan, the situation in Kumasi, what is that? Okay, okay. So we're going to look at some performances by the dogs to see what training looks like, right? So Kobe, who's going to go first?
Okay, so what we want to do is that Segu, who's off screen, he's going to. This is a green dog.
Yes.
Meaning that he's at the beginning
He's
of
fresh.
he's now being
starting.
conditioned
Okay.
for training. So he doesn't have training. He's now being conditioned for training. So Segun will do a small demonstration with him, and then after we'll do something with Cora to see what the finished work looks like.
Okay. All right.
And then we'll do some small protection
Great.
work with
Okay.
couple.
All right. Okay. So go ahead, Segun.
So that's called
So,
luring.
okay, good. So just walk us through what he's doing.
So that's called luring right now. He's teaching the dog to respond to his cues. You know, so you do a lot of this without even any instruction. So after the dog gets the relationship and both of you are in sync, then you start laying it over with instructions.
So what does he have in his hand? What's the dog going for?
Pieces of food. So we're using sausage now, chicken sausage.
Okay.
So the dogs, I mean, we go through we buy sausage wholesale because of this for training.
Yeah.
You know, so if so this is basically obedience training. So basic obedience.
Okay. And at this
that's
point,
a 7-month-old Rottweiler puppy.
A 7-month-old.
Yes,
Okay.
Rottweiler puppy.
Okay. So at this point, is Segun saying anything to the dog that the dog is associating with movement?
He's not speaking commands, but he's communicating verbally.
Okay.
You know, there's a wide range of words, sounds that we use.
Okay.
It differs by individual to individual. The commands basically are uniform, but somebody you hear he whistled briefly. Yes.
Ah. Okay.
So it's just things to maintain the dog's attention.
Okay. Okay. So I think Segun can come towards us a bit so we can. No, I mean with the dog.
Okay, so they're going to.
Let them come a bit closer.
This direction.
Yeah,
you come here.
Come a bit closer. No, you can come this way. Yeah, let's experience him. Come
here.
Yep.
So that's called that is recall basically. How the dog should respond when you call his name. You know, so he's going to be trained to do that because I mean his owner will swear up and down, and I can guarantee that he doesn't know his name.
Okay, not yet.
Yes, I mean when he came from where he's a client dog for training.
Oh, so
you know, but in his home he does what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay.
Totally out of control. What I say is that we're introducing him to Jesus. So by the time he's picked up by his owner, he's born again.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay, so let's look at what it looks like when the whole training is complete.
Okay, so for number one, is we transition the dog out of the food and then to play into toys. We transition the dog out of food and into toys. Cora, come here. You know, so this is Cora. She's 6 years. She's gotten a lot of training.
Yeah.
So I'll just do a heel, and then a few of the commands. Fus. Fus. I see. Gosh. 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 Okay. Speak. 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 Cora, I didn't say gosh. I see. Speak. Speak. You see, so for Cora, she's just focused on the toy.
Yeah.
That is her reward.
That's okay.
You know, so at a certain point, we win out the reward.
Okay.
Because you have to be able to control the dog without the reward.
Without a reward, okay.
You know. So I'll end this one here, and then we'll put couple. We have couple here who's going to do some protection work.
So
with Kim.
Come through.
Free.
Yes. And let's see what we have here. Yeah, no. So come this way. Yeah, so we can see. All right. What are you going to do? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So right now, Kobe. So let's just walk through this while he's getting ready. So what we're going to see a couple do.
This is what we call a long bite.
Okay.
So Kim is wearing the sleeves.
Yeah.
He's going to have a protective sleeve on his arm.
Yeah.
And then what he has is an agitation stick. So we simulate scenarios. So he's going to come at the dog
as though he's coming to attack. Okay.
Yes. And then even when the dog engages, he'll give it a tap.
Yeah.
It's a light tap. We're not
Okay.
trying to hurt the dog.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand. I mean,
Okay.
it's showmanship.
Yes.
You know, so what we are looking for in a good dog is the dog will come more to the challenge, the human challenge.
Okay.
If the dog is not strong enough, it withers. Even the blink of an eye is withering. So we can tell that the dog is weak.
Okay.
You know, but he engages you
even
eye to
as
eye.
you are trying to attack the dog is unflinching.
Yes.
Its attitude is that I'm still coming.
He's actually increasing the challenge.
Okay.
He's increasing, when you increase, we call it pressure.
Okay.
So when you increase the pressure, the dog increases the pressure too as well.
Okay. All right, let's get into it. I think we should come a bit closer so we can see, or maybe this way, so we can see the action.
Can you get out of the way first?
Yeah, I definitely have to get out of the way.
So that's the agitation.
Yeah.
Watch.
Korea too is excited.
Yeah, because it's the same cues.
Yeah.
So he has to start backing. This is what we are
That means
looking
he's
for.
responding.
Yes, he's building up. You know. You see, so he's done that. Yes. So this is actually coming to present him the bite.
Yeah.
He could have done the long bite where a couple would have been left to go and meet him too as well. And then, so we actually have to teach the dogs how to bite.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
We teach them that when you bite, you hold onto the grip.
Okay.
You don't print, because you get a lot of dogs just printing like that. That's not a good bite.
Okay.
So in and out like this, the dog clenches his jaws harder.
Okay.
You know, and then it becomes second nature, because what we're actually doing is repetition to create muscle memory.
Okay.
So that when the dog is confronted in the situation, it's not...
It's acting by instinct.
Exactly. It knows exactly what to do.
Okay. Can we do is it possible to do a long run?
Do you want a long bite?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that something dramatic, and then, you know, we can wrap up the conversation. Okay, so now he's obsessed with the sleeve. He doesn't want to let it go.
Yes, he owns it. I mean, that's the whole point right now.
It's his trophy.
Yeah. So part of it too is like when part of the training, when we didn't do it here, but when he grabs the sleeve, he goes for a victory run.
Okay.
You know, because now he owns it.
Okay.
So that's agitation right now. So he's being agitated so that he focuses on him.
Yeah. That's right.
And one of the problems we have with Capo is that he jumps high.
Okay.
So if you're not careful,
he's coming for your shoulder. Your neck,
your neck and shoulder area. Most dogs come your torso, lower torso. You know, but Capo comes for upper torso. So if when you're doing the sleeve work, you have to catch him properly.
Yeah.
Those are the small nuances. If the trainer doesn't know all of this stuff, you damage your dog, because the impact from the velocity has stress on the vertebrae.
Okay. All right. So Kobe, let's just wrap up the conversation now. When is it happening? Where is it happening? And anybody who's watching, if they want to be part, can they bring their own dog to the place, and so on and so forth? Just give us.
Okay. The location is Ebri Gardens, Ebri Botanical Gardens. The dates are tomorrow, 7th March, and 8th March, Saturday, 8th March. On 7th March, we're doing temperament testing and then behavioral clinic. Okay. It is open to anybody and any dog. The only requirement is that the dog is fully vaccinated, up to date, and you bring the vaccination book. Okay. So that we can inspect it prior to letting the dog on the premises. Okay. There'll be a whole number of trainers with different level of competencies. Okay. And I'll be there myself. We have 2 judges on their way. Actually 3 people on their way. One from South Africa, Serbia, and then Bulgaria. Oh, wow.
So these are like global level judges?
Yes, highly respected international
judges.
Wow. I mean, the person from South Africa has to get back to South Africa on the 10th because she's going on a flight to Guatemala.
To go and judge
the show in Guatemala. Wow. Came from, when I spoke to him about a month ago, he was in the US. Yeah. And then he went to some other country, I've forgotten. And then he came here. Wow. You know, so they're on a tight schedule right now, and they are in very high demand.
So we're actually very privileged to have them coming to Ghana.
Yes. I mean, this is the first time we've had this amount of this quality of knowledge and skill here. So on the Saturday, we're doing conformation shows. So those ones, there's a registration and a payment. That's for pedigree dogs. Dogs that have pedigree, that is a paper, a record of their genealogy for at least 3 generations. So we're doing specialty shows. Breed specialties means that it's going to be a Doberman show, a German Shepherd show, a Rottweiler show, a Boa Bull show, Shih Tzu, Bull Mastiff, Cane Corso shows. So we'll have specialty shows for each of those breeds, and then we'll have an all-breed show. You know, the formats are a bit different. You know, and so at the end of the day, what we're going to do is, we're going to have the Real Ghana Champion of Champions, and that is not a paid show. That's a free show for every dog that has been graded excellent by any judge in Koba, Nigeria, or a KUG, that's Ghana's judges, or FCI, that's the global one. That's what we're going to do. There's one thing that there's a big contingent from Nigeria on their way. They're going to arrive this evening, between this evening and tomorrow. They're arriving because Shegu is actually part of that contingent. He handles the dogs for them because Shegu is one of the best trainers in Nigeria. He's actually coming to, he's training to be a trainer of trainers. So he goes back to dissipate what he has learned here to them. You know, so we're coordinating. Well, actually, the biggest problem with that is at the border. Last year, we had issues because they were harassed at the border. They spent 24 hours at the border when they were coming in. I have sent dogs to Nigeria as well. I mean, there are at least 2 breeders in Ghana who send dogs to Nigeria. Last year, one person sent. Last 2 years, one person sent the dogs. Last year, I sent a number of dogs, and we won. We won the shows when we went as well. I sent 2 dogs. Both of them won.
Top quality dogs.
There was a Shih Tzu that went. He also won. You know, the Nigerian dogs come here, they win too as well. You know, so
all right. Fantastic. Thank you. So it's tomorrow and Saturday.
Yes, that's correct.
Super. All right. And what time in the morning do we start?
Starts from 8 o'clock.
From 8 o'clock.
Yes. And it's a festival. We're following your footsteps.
I hear you. It's a festival in the month of heritage. We're doing it all in Ghana. Let's take a look at this from the K9. What's the name of the group again? The K9, is it K9?
It's Kennel Union of
Kennel
Ghana.
Union of Ghana.
But the show is the Holistic K9 Black Star Challenge.
All right. Let's take a look at this. And thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. All right. Let's take this video from them.
The National All-Free Dog Show 2024 is